Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And tonight I am going to show you how you can create a St. Patrick's Day card with probably some supplies that you already own and have on hand. I didn't have per se a St. Patrick's Day stamp set at all, but I made do with items that I had on hand. So little tips, tricks, and techniques to show you how quick and easy you can assemble a St. Patrick's Day card, because next week, Tuesday, is St. Patrick's Day. So let's change the camera. Here we go. This is the card I'm going to show you how to create tonight. And maybe you can kind of see what kind of framelits that I used to create that. The framelits came with the bundle meant to be. They are the Stitched Be Mine, and they are all different hearts. I did use the tiny little heart from the stamp set for the inside of my card. I created this little clover right there. Isn't he cute? So I went online and I googled for clovers, not 4-leaf clovers, clovers. And they are either 3 leaves or 4 leaves. I guess maybe if you did a 4-leaf clover, maybe that's better luck. I'm not sure. But my youngest son was home last night and I had a card and I showed him and he said, "No, Mom, that's not a clover. You got to space out your hearts more." So back to the drawing board, and I spaced out my hearts more. So this should be more to Dean's specifications for a clover. So let's get started on that. Hello, everybody that is joining me. I want to make sure that we're all set to go. Yep. Hello. So what I did was, you can pick any color green that you want, and I just went green and white. Michigan State. My daughter went to Michigan State. But anyway, I went with the old olive, but you could use any green. And then I went with this heart right here. You could also go with this heart. If you don't have heart dies, you can use heart punches. Your clover will turn out as big or as little as your heart is. So if you use this, you're going to have a huge clover. And then these, you will have a smaller one. So I've seen some done with the little scalloped edge, and those are very pretty, but I went with this one right here. I thought that reminded me of a clover leaf. So again, I went with the old olive and I did the 4. So you can do 3 or 4. The choice is yours. So I already got those die cut. And then for my stem here, what I did was I took the 2 hearts. It would be the largest and the second to the largest from the one I use. These are more pointy. And I ran them through my die cut machine together, just like that. And that gave me this cute little stitched border. And that's where I got my stem. So I'm going to show you how to assemble all that. So actually you're going to get 2 cards out of that 1 heart for your stems at least. So let's get started. You're going to see just how quick and easy this all comes together. The stamp set that I used to get my Have a Lucky Day is the Itty Bitty Greetings. This has 32 stamps. It's actually in 2 boxes. So this stamp set pretty much fits the bill for any occasion that you might have coming up. And this is the wood mount. I'm thinking you can't get wood mount anymore, but you can get the cling mount and possibly the photopolymer. I have the list of supplies under the video so you can check that out. So let's get started. The card base again is my old olive. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Fold that in half. I then took a piece of Whisper White, 4 by 5 1/4, and I ran it through the hammered metal embossing folder. So I have already done that for you. We're just going to attach that. Another technique that we are going to be using on tonight's card is called the Inlaid technique. And that makes it look like that clover is embedded right into the paper. So if you've never done that technique, it's a very cool technique. And it works well for this card. So we're going to stick that down. Then I have a piece of Whisper White that we're going to do our hearts. And like I said, if you are more of a 3-leaf, assemble your hearts however you would like them. And then this is your stem. So all I did was clip and clip. So you can make it as long as you want, as short as you want, just by clipping it down. I think it's a little long, so I'm going to just clip it a little bit. Just like that. Should be perfect. Now, what do you think? 3, or are you like me and like the 4? What do you think? Don't all comment at once now. Let's see. Anybody? 3 or 4? My computer is going very slow. Well, while you're thinking on that, I will start gluing this down. I'm going to go with the 4. So what Dean told me is he said, you have to make sure that they are exactly apart from each other. So I'm like, okay. So you can tip it however which way, but make sure that your points all line up, just like that. And then I'm going to have my stem go in the opposite direction on this card. So I just want to make sure I got everything placed. And I'll put my lucky day here. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to start assembling my clover. So with this inlaid technique, you want to make sure that you glue all your pieces in place. And you want to make sure that you've got pretty good coverage with that glue. So I'm just point to point with my hearts. Just like that. Now, if I wanted just 3, I could easily put that and have 3. 4 are lucky. Okay, we're going with 4. Thank you. I'm feeling lucky today. So we're going to match up our point to get that in there. Should mirror, and I'm thinking, do I want it like this or do I want it like this? I think I'm going to go like that. So I'm going to get my glue. And I'm going to just place that in there. And just kind of hold that there for a second. That looks pretty good. Put my glue away here a minute, and then I'm going to stamp my little have a lucky day. Just put my finger in the ink. So what I normally will do is try to line up my stamp and stamp. That looks pretty straight. Because sometimes when I put it on the block, it might be a little bit crooked. So I like to try it out before I stamp. And that's the old olive ink. Now I would let that dry a little bit, but we're going to just roll with it. I am going to run that through my Big Shot inside the hammered metal embossing folder. So we're going to put it where the label is. we're going to put it face down. And this is going to embed or give that inlaid technique. Put my folder and we're going to run that through. Now we will look. Isn't that cool? And I like how it just like pushes that stem right in there. It looks like it's part of the leaves. It fits perfectly. And it's just like embedded into that white. Way cool technique. So I'm going to attach this now. When you have an embossing folder, I like to use the liquid glue because it is rough and bumpy and it's not a smooth surface. So I just think the glue holds it better in place. Plus you can move it a little bit if you need to move it. I'm going to do the inside while that's just setting up there a little bit to dry. I'm going to take the little, oops. I'm going to take the little tiny heart that was in my meant to be stamp set. It's that tiny one right there. And I'm going to just create my own little clover here on the inside. You could do this on the envelope. You can do more than one. I got a little too heavy-handed with my ink. I got a little line, so we're going to clean that off. Love the little cleaning chamois. Love that. Keep it in an empty stamp case and it stays moist for a long time. That should be much better. Let's see, how did I do that again? I better look. All right. Oh, I got ink on my fingers. Okay, we're gonna cut a new piece. Can't have that inky on my inside. So let me cut a piece. It's the inside piece, so it is 4 by 5 1/4. Should have extras out on my table, but I do not. 4 by 5 1/4. And now let's see. Like I said, the size of your heart will determine the size of your clover. And then I just took my old olive blend and made the stem. So you could do another one, you can do them on your envelope. So cute. Something else different that you can do with your hearts. Hearts are not just for Valentine's Day. You can use them for St. Patrick's Day as well. All right, so that's going to go on my inside. We are almost done. And then we're going to attach this to the front with some dimensionals. Just like that. And then the last little, gotta have my bling, you know. I use the Peacock. It is the Noble Peacock rhinestones. They have the old olive rhinestone in them. But if you do not have the peacock, Noble Peacock rhinestones. You can use regular rhinestones and then just color them with your Old Olive blend. So here we go. Here's the green. If you wanted to, you could put one in the center, but I don't think that's necessary because my stem works so well inside with the leaves of the clover there that I don't really need a center to. It works out perfectly. I don't think it needs anything in the center. Oh, I got two on top of each other. So there you go. Those are the Noble Peacock rhinestones. So there you have it. A quick and easy St. Patrick's Day card using any type of heart that you have. It could be a heart punch, the heart dies, cut your own hearts. But that is how you can create a very quick and easy little St. Patrick's Day card for someone. That is it for tonight. I appreciate you stopping by. If you've learned a trick, tip, or technique, make sure that you share, like, and comment my video. I do appreciate that. You can send little hearts up the side if you like, or if you didn't like, send me little angry men. Whichever the choice is for you. But that is it for tonight. I'll see you Thursday night. Thanks for stopping by.